Well, the time has finally come. The famous cat game that blew up all over social media is finally out. I'm talking about Stray. So it came out yesterday, and I was finally able to get my hands on it, test it out. Played a lot of it yesterday, and I'm here to tell you everything you need to know without ruining the story or spoiling anything for you. There's a lot to talk about here, and I'm ready to let you know that this game is definitely worth your time. Now, to start this off, I already recorded this video this morning. I went out for my normal walk, was recording. When I got home to listen to the audio, half of the audio was completely fucked. When I was walking in one direction, they were static the whole time, and you couldn't understand what I was saying. When I walked the other direction, no problem at all. So I guess it was something to do with wind, although I had a wind guard on there. I don't know what happened. The dead cat didn't work today. I don't know what was up. I don't know if I need a new cable or what. But here I am re-recording the entire video for you. So it's a little frustrating, but maybe it'll be better the second time around. So, without further ado, let's talk about Stray. So this game I was able to claim for free on PlayStation. This is only on PlayStation and PC right now. It's on PS4 and PS5. I was playing the PS5 version. And I'm going to have a ton of gameplay and stuff playing in the background here so you can see kind of what the game's like. And I'm trying to leave out any major spoilers so you don't have to really worry about what's going to come up. It should be just all cool stuff that's not going to bother your experience of the game. Now, whenever I started playing, it was, of course, yesterday afternoon after I finished doing all my normal things. And I ended up playing the game for a little over 5 hours yesterday, which is kind of crazy. But I was determined to finish it, which I did do. I beat it in one day. It's a freaking short game. So if I had to say, that'd be the only negative. It's short. Other than that, the game is pretty much flawless. So Stray's coming from a studio that is a lot smaller than your average AAA game. And they knocked it out of the park. I had 0 bugs, 0 glitches the entire time I played. Now, granted, it was only 5 hours, but still, there was no issues. Now, I can't say how it runs on PS4 or PC, but I assume it's just as good over there. On PS5, you also have the added benefit of the DualSense controller and the haptic feedback, and the triggers, the adaptive triggers are just really nice in this game. So that stuff adds to it, but the game's still great without all that, I'm sure. And I'm sure it runs well. So if you're looking to play it on PC, it's $30. Whereas on PlayStation, you can get it for free with PlayStation Plus right now. And there's no word on how long it's going to be free because it's included in the extra and premium subscription. However, at the moment, there's a way to get a free trial for 7 days. And that is plenty of time to test out Stray and completely beat it, most likely. Now, for me, I played for a little bit over 5 hours, and I did not get 100% on everything. And when I mean 100%, I'm saying I didn't get all the trophies. To me, that's 100% in the game. And I did everything pretty much in the game, but there was a few things here and there that I didn't do. There was things like a few collectibles I didn't get, a couple of side missions that I somehow passed over. I didn't even realize. And then there was this one annoying one where you have to scratch on every chapter, and there's a total of 12 chapters, so I guess I missed one of those. I thought I did them all, but I guess I missed one. And then there's another trophy that I'm just not gonna do. I don't think, because it's just not my thing. It's a speedrunning trophy. They want you to beat the entire game in 2 hours or less, which isn't hard really, but it's stressful to keep up with that time because you got to go through cutscenes and all that stuff. You got to do everything perfect. You got to know exactly what you're doing. And it's fresh in my mind right now, so I could probably do that, but I don't want to play through the game again the day after I just played through the entire game. So it would probably be best for me to come back and do this at a later time. However, I don't really think that that's something I will do. So a bit about what you can expect from Stray, because it's not what I was really anticipating. And that's not a bad thing. It's something completely different and new compared to other games. You get to be a damn cat. No other game is really letting you do that. There's a few other games where you get to play as cats, but there's one called Calico on Switch you could play, but I don't really think that they're anywhere near as good as what Stray is offering. This is the best time I've ever had being a cat. Now, you're not a tiger, so you don't have all these crazy abilities, and you're not the predator. You're not the one that's attacking. You're really never going to be attacking. You're pretty much always going to be running away. sneaking around, or just exploring. There's not a lot of really action in this game, but there's a lot of fun stuff, and I would say it's cute, but it's also like it could be creepy at times, and it could be sad. The story will get you attached to your cat, and your cat goes through a lot. It gets hurt, and you'll see it limping around. It gets separated from its family, and terrible things happen, but it finds a way to persevere, and it ends up teaming up with some robots, believe it or not. So you get dropped into this big futuristic cyberpunk-like city. The environments are amazing. They're nice and dark and dreary, and there's like rain falling and hitting the puddles. The atmosphere is just great, and there's plenty of variety in the environments too, because you'll go through a lot of different areas. There's two bigger areas that are kind of like open world, but most of the game is linear, with some exploration allowed, and that's fine. I mean, it's not like you don't feel like you're tied to do certain things. You have the freedom to go explore and climb up on things, and your cat could jump pretty high, believe it or not. So it's a lot of fun to just run around and explore and find this and that. It's not all about doing this mission always, and there's not a lot of fetch quests or anything like that. It's just every single thing about the game is fun. Now, there's not more than 5 hours worth of gameplay, I wouldn't say, so it didn't really have time to get boring, but I constantly felt like everything I was doing in the game was new, was exciting, and was just genuinely fun. I mean, that's just no other way to put it. This game is fun to play, and if you love animals, you're gonna love the game. There's no way around it. I mean, who wouldn't want to be a cat? Like, come on, it's so much fun to just be smaller than everything, sneak through little holes here and there that other things can't fit through. You're very nimble, very fast. You can outrun pretty much anything. And although it's a dangerous world, there's these little creatures that will literally kill your cat. They will get on top of it, cover its head, suffocate it to death, and kill it. It's not super brutal or gory or anything, but like your cat dies. So, you gotta outrun and stay alive and stuff like that. So you have some tools at hand to assist you at that, but mostly it's just you and this robot you befriend called B12, and it has like a flashlight. That's it. You can flashlight these creatures because they're weak against light, and if you flashlight them, they'll burn. But I honestly was only doing that like once or twice the entire game, because it gives you the option to be a pacifist and not attack if you would like, and I didn't see any point in attacking. Plus, some of the trophies said don't attack, so I was like, you just basically outrunning everything, and running away is fine tactic for me. So don't expect there to be a lot of combat or anything in Stray. I mean, that's just not what this game's about. However, there's a lot of fun to be had still. Now, whenever I was playing, I'm trying to think if there was really anything major that I would say stuck out to me. And I think, honestly, the coolest part for the whole game, for me, is whenever you get to go to this club and your cat is in a nightclub where they're playing electronic music. There's a bunch of people dancing. There's laser lights. There's alcohol everywhere. It's a party. And your cat's just in the party, running across tables, knocking over glasses, spilling drinks, doing all types of crazy stuff. I even got up on the turntables and was scratching some music and switched the songs. It was badass. You get to climb up in these lights. The environment was just really cool in that club. It was the coolest part for me. However, there's a lot of places that are cool like that. And you can run around and meet all these different robots, and your B12 robot will help you communicate with these, because your cat can't talk, of course. It's not one of those games where your cat just randomly talks. Your cat's silent, just meows here and there. There's even a meow button, and you can like nuzzle up against people's legs and stuff. You can do a lot of cat stuff. You can drink from water bowls, all sorts of stuff. And some of that stuff's just gimmicky, and you do it once or twice, you're done. But a lot of the other stuff, it just stays fun. It doesn't get old, especially in the amount of time this game takes to complete. It's not a long game. Remember that. That is the number one thing to know. It is not long. And when it comes to whether or not it is worth your money, say you're paying for it on PC or you're paying for it on PlayStation at a later date, this game's going to be $30. So it's like, is it worth it? And the way that I would justify it to you to say yes is that if you look at it this way right here that I'm about to tell you, you'll understand. So basically, these devs are a small studio. So if you just look at your $30 as a donation to them for their hard work and like doing something creative and different, you're not going to have a problem with paying for this at all. Now, if you're looking to compare this to other games that cost $30 and how long and how much you could play them, or free to play games that you could play infinitely and all this other stuff, you're going to start comparing and finding ways to nag about Stray. But that's not the point of Stray. Stray is a chill game where you're supposed to just get in there, lose yourself, and have some fun. It's not about how long you're in there. I mean, you have the option to come back if you ever want to replay stuff, but you got chapter select after you beat the game. You can recollect all your collectibles, anything you want to do. But personally, I'm probably only going to play it once, and that's that. Now, when the game ends, I'm not going to tell you exactly what happens or anything, but like, they leave it open, and potentially more content could come down the way. Now, there's no confirmation on this. I have no way of knowing if they're actually going to add more content, but if they did, it would be pretty cool. Now, I don't think there'll be anything like multiplayer. There doesn't need to be co-op. You're a stray cat and you're supposed to be alone, so there's no reason to have friends playing with you. It would be cool to have multiple cats running around, but like, that would just, invite server costs, all sorts of things that this company probably is not going to want to do. However, new content they could sell, for a small price and make more money, especially because a lot of people playing this game will be playing it for free on PlayStation. Now, I'm sure PlayStation has a deal where they pay the studio a certain amount for having a game on their free service, but it's probably not as much as it would have been if the game was just out $30 each. But they want as many people to play this as possible right now and get the hype, continue to go forward, and that way the game doesn't, it's not just a one and done and people forget about it. I think this is a game that deserves to be talked about, deserves to be remembered, deserves to be played by pretty much any gamer. Now, if you don't like, I won't say it's a walking simulator. It's obviously a cat simulator, if anything, but there's not a lot of action. So if you don't like, chill games that are just more about solving puzzles and exploring, you're probably not going to like this. And if you don't like cats, you'll probably hate this. However, you don't have to deal with a lot of the annoying parts of cats, like cleaning their litter box and all the scratching they do and ruining stuff. You're just in a game, so there's really nothing to complain about in terms of a cat. So cat haters, give it a chance. And even if you don't think you enjoy this type of game normally, you might give it a shot, especially if you can get it for free right now on PlayStation. And I have a feeling it'll go on sale at some point, so you could probably get it for like $15. It'd be worth it at any price, $30 and below. However, I'm glad I didn't have to pay, because it's pretty short, and there would have been a part of me afterwards like, was that worth the money? Although it was worth my time, was it worth the money? So, I don't know. If you have been seeing videos of this game, it's finally out. You can get your hands on it. Unless you're on Xbox or Nintendo, then you're screwed for right now, at least. Who knows? It might come to these other platforms eventually. It may never. So you'll just have to wait and see. But if you're on PC or PlayStation, you could play it. And I'm curious, has anybody else played it? Are you planning to play it? Do you wish you could play it? Leave a comment and let me know, because I will get back with you. And I look forward to talking about this game because I had a lot of fun with it. Now, it's a shame that it's over so quickly, because I felt like it ended a little bit abruptly, but at least everything that I experienced during it was fantastic. I can't say really anything else besides the length was bad. Like I said, this game is worth your time. Now, there's a ton of gameplay that's been playing. I hope that was enjoyable. Maybe you got to see what the game was like a little bit. I try to show a lot of cool stuff without showing really anything about the story. There's a couple of chase scenes and stuff like that, and that's about the extent of the action when it comes to fights or whatever you want to call it. But it's awesome. So leave your comments below. Let me know what you're thinking about Stray. If you are going to pick it up, I suggest you do it. Try it out. But that's going to be the end of the video today. Sucks I had to re-record this one, because I feel like I probably left something out that I said in the other one, but maybe I added something better in. I don't know. I wish I could compare the two, but I don't even want to watch that first recording because it was that bad. I got to make sure that I'm testing the audio out there, because I've never had that problem. I don't know. Maybe it was just windier today than normal, but it fucking pissed me off. But the video's done now, and you got to learn a little bit about Stray. So thank you for watching. Catch you another video tomorrow. Peace out.